Welcome to On the Clock Sports Talk, and this is Episode 2. By now, I hope that the camera works. Huh? Um, so new setup. And yeah, today we have a couple other things to talk about that has happened in the sports world. We're going to keep on talking about the Jazz because there's not a lot going on in the NBA right now except for my Utah Jazz. Then we're going to keep on talking about the NFL playoffs because they're going to continue, right? And then we're going to switch things up, talk about soccer. And before that, before everything else, we're going to really quickly talk about handball. Why? Because it's fun, interesting, and Germany national team plays again tonight in like a couple hours. So, yeah, I want to talk about it and what happened. So, for all the ones who aren't watching handball, why? I'm sorry, but handball is an awesome sport and you should watch it. Totally, definitely, 100%. Now, for everyone else who is, because I know there are a couple of my friends who are, because we're all handball freaks. Yeah, Germany has a lot of issues. Now with nine players being out due to COVID illness, and the tournament basically only lasting for like 2 more weeks, you could definitely see against Spain. So we advanced the first group, and then you go into the second group with like the ones who advanced their first group. And then it's kind of like it's like, again, you play against basically every other team, and the two best advance, and then at semifinals, finals, basically. So it's not like a March Madness structure or anything like that. It's a little different than in every other sport. But so Germany made it out of their first group uh, as first place. So we beat Poland, we beat Austria, and we beat um, Belarus. That's what you call them, right? So we played good. We played some good handball. Struggled in the beginnings at every single game, except for the one against Poland. Then we beat them 7-7, which was great. And then we played against Spain in our new group, who are like the ones who are supposed to win the title and everything. Yes, but we got blown out by 7. Very difficult game to watch because we could have kept it at least close or closer if we would have gotten our rebounds. There were like 4 to 5, not 4 to 5, but like 3 to 4 goals that happened because we didn't get the rebound. Our goalkeeper saved the ball really good from Bitta, and we didn't get the rebound, and Spain got it and directly finished it. So those would have already been like 3 to 4 goals. And then in the offensive side, we didn't score 100% chances. We should have by like 100%, but there were like 4 to 5, again, 4 to 5 goals that we didn't score that we should have. Where we were alone right in front of the goalkeeper. And man, I know he's one of the best, but he didn't even try to save him. He just saved him. He looked so like asleep while we were playing against him. Like, we were throwing a ball, and all he had to do was do this. Nothing but this, really quickly, with only one arm, and held the ball while we were struggling to even keep our defense up. Now, again, to be fair, we're missing 9 of our main players, but that shouldn't be any excuse of not making the 100% ones when we have to, and saving our rebounds, getting the rebounds that we should. So disappointed about that, but we have a couple more games, and we're not out yet, and I'm hoping that we can win a couple / win the rest of our group, and hopefully get out with like as second place, maybe first. Who knows if Spain loses a couple games, but I don't think they will. They're way too good. Yeah. So that was handball. Now moving on to the Utah Jazz. Don't watch it. It's eye cancer. It's bad. It's bad right now. Rudy came back, and it's still bad. I watched the game. I mean, I watched every game except for the last one against the Houston Rockets, which they lost. I was an idiot. I went on Instagram, forgot that they showed me the scores, and then when I saw the score, I wasn't willing to watch it. We lost against the Houston Rockets at home, not even on the road, at home. We lost against the Lakers on the road. The Lakers, who played terrible, like Russell Westbrook got one dunk on Rudy. Good for him. But they didn't shoot any, like they didn't make any threes, and so did we. We couldn't hit a shot to save our life. And to watch it, like we'd fumble the ball, we'd turn it over, and all of that, and they turn it. To watch that game was eye cancer. I was just like, burn this game from my memory. Please never play like that again. So they're struggling. And now we're slowly creeping up towards the trade deadline, and now I'm thinking we have to make a trade. Because, yes, struggles do happen, but we have to get out of the struggles fast because we're about to start playing against the Golden State Warriors and the Suns, and if we want to stay on top, we have to start winning these games. And if we can't even win against the Houston Rockets, I don't think we're going to win against any team like the Warriors or the Suns that can actually play a lot better because they're all under prime. No offense to the Rockets. Great young team with Christian Wood and all of them. But we should have won that one. And even without Donovan Mitchell, we should have won the one against the Houston Rockets. Why? Because we have Jordan Clarkson, we have Bojan Bogdanovic, and we have Mike Conley that can all average or make 20 plus points a game. And we add Rudy. And that should have already been that we at least keep them about 100 points. And we didn't. We can't play D. Our offense is struggling, and it all comes together, and it looks nasty, ugly, not pretty. So, get a trade done. I know it's going to be hard to see someone leave like Bojan Bogdanovic, but I hope we're not going to trade him. I hope we're trading someone like Jordan Clarkson. Trade Jared Butler if you're not going to play him. Trade Elijah Hughes. That man made 7 threes against Toronto. 7 out of 9. And he's like a second-year pro. Trade him. He has some trade value. Most likely, hopefully. I mean, like, after that game, teams should be looking at him and be like, okay, we see you, like Houston Rockets. Get us. Detroit, or go to Detroit. Get us Jeremy Grant. We need someone that can defend. Because if we can't defend, we apparently not right now can rely on our offense because our offense is struggling. So we need defense, at least. At least one extra player that helps us on defense when we can't make shots. So yeah, let's hope the next game we will win and slowly get back on track. But trade Elijah. Hurts to see him leave because he's good. Trade Trent Forrest. Hurts to see him leave, but because he has a lot of talent as well. Trade Jared Butler. Hurts to see him leave as well because I was rooting for him, but Quinn Snyder is not even playing him anyway. Or trade Trent Forrest and then play Jared Butler, Or, yeah. I don't know. Please make something happen, Jazz, because it's not looking pretty, and all these fancy schmancy words about there is no excuse, we have to get back. Those are nice, yes, and those give you hope as a fan, but without any signs of improvements on the defensive side or anything, I don't want to hear those words unless you actually mean them and are actually going to play harder for once. Because it didn't even look like you tried against the Lakers anymore. Like, yes, you got the 50 balls, but it just all looked sloppy. So, please. Yeah. All right. Next thing. The NFL playoffs. Who watched? I hope you all did. I stayed up and watched all of them because I had nothing else to do. Still don't have anything else to do. But crazy things happened, and it was a lot of fun to watch. Teams crumble when they should have won. For example, I said the Bengals would lose against the Las Vegas Raiders because Derek Carr would be able to run them down the field and bring them a touchdown if they needed it. I was wrong. He threw an interception. With 11 seconds left, 4th and goal, and the chance to tie the game, he threw an interception. That's sad. Good for Joe Burrow and the Bengals. They're not gonna. I'm gonna do my predictions in a second. But yeah, it was a funny game to watch. It was fun to watch. They kept it close. The Raiders, and they had the chance to tie it, and they didn't use the opportunity. Then, next game that happened was let me think. Wait, I have it open. Here. All right. So the next game that happened was the Buccaneers. That's right, the Buccaneers against the Eagles. Nothing too surprising. They just did their job, I didn't even have to watch the game. I didn't need to, because as soon as I saw the halftime thing, I was like half asleep. And then I saw the halftime report, and I was like, I'm not gonna tune in the second half. Buccaneers blew them out. Nothing too surprising. Bills against New England Patriots happened. Also nothing too surprising. Bills blew out the rookie quarterback who threw interceptions and made some mistakes. The defense wouldn't hold the Bills because the Bills' offense is elite. Josh Allen is elite. It's fun. It's fun to watch. Then, the most surprising and most fun game that we watched, I hope y'all watched because it was super fun and super funny to watch the Dallas Cowboys fall apart in one game against the 49ers. So I said that the Dallas Cowboys would win, right? I said they would win because San Francisco wouldn't it's their defense that is elite with Nick Bosa and everyone else, right? I still said that Dallas is the offensive team to be able to score, right? So as long as the 49ers aren't able to do anything offensively, the Dallas Cowboys would win because no matter how good your defense is and how much you're holding the Dallas Cowboys, eventually they'll score. And they did. They played bad. Offensively, the Dallas Cowboys played super bad. Um, they fell apart, and Dak Prescott got sacked multiple times, it felt like, and all these flags and calls. I'm like, come on. But the reason why the 49ers won is because of their offense. Because all of a sudden, Jimmy Garoppolo decided to be one of the best quarterbacks of the entire weekend. He hit everyone that was open and gave the 49ers the points they needed to win. Now, that was surprising. Did not expect that. But now the 49ers are hurt. Nick Bosa and a couple other people got hurt during the game, which was San Francisco. Honestly, at that point, they've been hurt the entire season. Nothing too um surprising that people would hurt themselves again. And I believe, yeah, the last game that happened was LA Rams against Cardinals. I thought that one was going to be the closest one, and I said the Rams would win, which I was right. I didn't know that the Rams were going to dominate so much. So Kyler Murray, huh? I'm sorry, but he disappointed a little. He was non-existent, as people would say, and the Rams just destroyed him. I watched the first half, um, and then I fell asleep for the second, because I'm like, sorry, but the Cardinals ain't coming back from that, and they didn't. Not even in the fourth. But yeah, so now we have new matchups for the weekend, which are going to be very interesting and fun. The first one is going to be the Titans against the Bengals, which, even though people say the Titans are like the ones who are supposed to win it all this year, because they played good, they never really seemed to play good against bad teams, though. Like, they always fell onto their opponent's level or Riz, you know? So I'm thinking the Bengals, they're a good team. And they're a good team that should be a lot of fun to watch. This game against the Titans, who are going to fall to their opponent's level. Because with Derrick Henry back, he's supposed to be back, from what I know. The Titans will be able to score, like always. The defense, I'm not sure if they will be able to hold Joe Burrow as well as I think they should. And why? Because they will fall to their opponent's level. Again, they're a good team. But this match is actually quite evenly matched up. Now, I'm going to go and say that the Titans will win it because they have a very rested and healthy running back hopefully, with Derrick Henry. So they should win it. If they don't, Bengals will win it by a touchdown. That's it. Otherwise, that might be a blowout game for the Tennessee Titans. Next game we have is the Green Bay Packers against the San Francisco 49ers. Now, I'm willing to bet $10 on this game that the Packers will win it with Aaron Rodgers and the broken down defense of the 49ers. They can't seem to stay healthy, and it's quite simple. Again, if the 49ers, no matter how injured they are, they will be able to hold Green Bay to like 3 touchdowns. Question is, will they be able to score 3 touchdowns and a field goal with Jimmy Garoppolo against the Green Bay Packers defense? Again, I will say no, that this time Jimmy Garoppolo is going to fail. But if he doesn't, I will have to start betting on the 49ers because they will pull out another miracle if if they win this one. After that, we have the game Buccaneers against the LA Rams. People say the Buccaneers will win this one easily because of Tom Brady, but let's be honest. The Rams play better and are better than they look. I'd say that the Los Angeles Rams are going to win this one and pull it out and take it away and take the title contender with the Buccaneers away. Because the Rams just have a really good defense, so they will be able to hold Tom Brady a little, but it's more the offense with Jared Goff, who will be the difference maker, because they will be, compared to the 49ers game, they will be able to score. They will be able to score and keep up with the Buccaneers. And that will be the difference makers on why they will stay in the game and why they will win the game. But it's going to be a fun game to watch. Nobody's going to blow out anyone. I don't think so. I don't believe that. After that, we have the Bills against the Chiefs. The Bills, who blew out the New England Patriots, and the Chiefs, I don't know why I forgot to mention, but I mean, like, it wasn't really surprising, who blew out the Steelers. So both teams are in good form right now, and this is going to be, as well, one of the best games. I'd say the best game out of all of the other ones, because it's offense against offense. It's Josh Allen against Patrick Mahomes. It's gonna be a scoring madness. It's gonna be like a 45 to 41 game or something like that. Because no defense is gonna hold each other's offenses that much. If so, I will be surprised. And now who's gonna win that is going to be even harder to guess, because it's a 50-50 chance. If we're being honest, it's a 50-50 chance. I'd say it's going to be the Bills who are going to surprise the Chiefs and win it. And the reason why is because the Bills didn't struggle once against the New England Patriots, and the New England Patriots were the better team than the Steelers, and the Steelers were able to hold the Chiefs for at least a quarter. And that quarter could be the difference of winning the game or not. That's as simple as that. If The Chiefs struggle for one quarter. The Bills will take that for their advantage and win the game. If the Chiefs don't, if the Chiefs are there first minute on, the Chiefs should actually win it. But we'll see. We'll see. It's going to be a fun game to watch. And now we're done with the NFL playoffs, and we have one more thing to talk about, and that is soccer, aka the DFB Pokal. Everyone who doesn't know what it is, it's a March Madness tournament that is in Germany. So Deutsches Fußballbund, German Soccer Federation. And it's the teams from the first Bundesliga and the second Bundesliga, and then a couple teams from the third, fourth, fifth, and like sixth league. Like amateur clubs are allowed to play in this tournament, but only a couple, right? So it's always super fun to watch because it's a March Madness tournament. So people can upset people like it's nothing. And that tournament just was done with their not quarterfinals. The thing before that, whatever you say, eighth finals. Well, about that. So we had the game Karlsruhe against Munich. No, 1816 Munich, not Bayern Munich. 1816 Munich. 1816 Munich lost. Not too surprising. Third league team lost against the second league team. Then there was a great game called Köln against Hamburg, which was super funny to watch because Hamburg is the second league team and Köln is the first league team, and Hamburg won it in penalty shootout, but not because Köln missed the penalty, but because the player shot himself in the leg and then the ball went in. It's crazy. I've never seen that before in my life, that a penalty shootout ended, and the way it did, it ended with someone making it, but it not counting. Like, that's a once in a lifetime thing. But I thought the game was already over in like overtime, because like in the 92nd minute, Hamburg scored a goal, and then Köln kind of got like a lucky penalty in the last second of overtime to send it into penalty shootout, where then they had their luck stolen and they had no luck. After that, we had Borussia Dortmund. I don't know if you know that club, but it's an okay club. Against St. Pauli. So the best team in the second Bundesliga right now going against the first team, and not the first team in the Bundesliga, but like this number 2 team in the Bundesliga. And it was crazy because, again, the second Bundesliga won. Dortmund didn't pay attention, didn't have a great start, got behind 1-2 quick ones, and never found back on track. I mean, they scored 2-1, but they didn't win. They're out. And then Bochum against Mainz, nobody cares about that. Bochum won. Okay, both not the best teams. But then, what I'm very proud of is my team, Hannover 96, played against a team called Borussia Mönchengladbach. Now, Borussia Mönchengladbach was the team to knock out Bayern Munich the round before this. They didn't just knock out Bayern Munich, though. They knocked them out 5-0. I don't know if you've ever heard of Bayern Munich, but it's something you should be familiar with because they won the German Bundesliga for the last 9 years in a row, row and are on track to win in 10. So, because it's a March Madness tournament, that 5-0 was crazy. Everybody flipped out. Like, it was the biggest surprise ever of that game day. And then when so after every game, after every round, until they're at semifinals and finals, they actually rolled the dice. Not roll the dice, but like they gamble. Not gamble. How do you say it? So they don't. It's not like the first goes against the eighth and then the second against the seventh or anything. No, after every single game, the teams are put in a bowl and then you draw from them, and those teams you pick play against each other. So it's always a redraw until like the semifinals, because then you have like the semifinals drawn, and then it's the finals. You can't say, okay. but yeah, um, but yeah. So my team Hanover had the worst luck in the world and got the hardest matchup, I would say, out of any club. Out of any club. Because they just beat Bayern 5-0. And we won that game. We won it 3-0. We beat the Bayern beaters. I would crown ourselves the champions now. It doesn't matter if we're gonna lose the next game or not, but we're obviously not gonna. I'm not on a hype train or anything. Totally. It's just that simple. The Bayern beaters are the best. The Bayern beaters are the best. Sorry, not the Bayern beaters. No, they sucked. We won 3-0 against them. But so we scored a quick goal, 4th minute. They didn't pay attention yet. Took them out of concept, took them out of shot. We stayed in it. We played hard. We made a lot of bad passes, but we kept fighting. And then there was a penalty to bring Hanover up 2-0. And people are saying that's not a penalty. But I'm sorry, if your arm is out like that and you're just pulling it in, no matter how close the shot is from, that's a clear penalty. The ball went right underneath his arm. Like, that ball would have went against the goal. Maybe not in, but against. And that's a penalty. And for everyone saying, oh, but it touched his leg first, and then when it's not very clear, A. And B, I don't know. I don't know. That was hand, in my opinion, with the rules that I know. And those are bad rules, and I don't like those rules always. We can all agree. But that was a handball. After that, Leipzig won against Rostock. Nothing too surprising. Doesn't really matter. Hoffenheim lost 4-1 against Freiburg. Crazy game. Especially since Hoffenheim is on a roll. They're a really good team, and I expected them to win. They lost badly. But it's nothing bad. They're third in the league right now, in the first league. So they should just keep on playing, focus on the league now. And then there was the Berlin Derby against big city Berlin against a small city Berlin. And so far, the small city team Berlin has won both matchups against each other this year. They're the better team, clearly. Because although the big city team Berlin, Hertha, has the better talent, they don't have a good coach. They have an ex-Hanover coach he's not doing too well. But what I want to talk about is which matchup Hanover should get so they can keep on moving on. Because there are a couple matchups that I still wouldn't want to get, especially someone like Freiburg, who just beat Hoffenheim for one. Um, yeah, we don't want to play against them. Usually, I'd say give us some because they're kind of a team on our level. But after that game, and after the way they have been playing in the league, I wouldn't want to play against them because they're a good team and they can surprise you and destroy you. Then Leipzig, you obviously don't want to play against because they're just the best team still in this. Everything else is kind of evened out, but Leipzig is still like a team that when you look at them compared to every other roster, that's a team that should be third place in the first Bundesliga right now. Um, yeah. So you don't want to play against those two teams. Then you also don't want to play against Hamburg. No, you're okay with Hamburg. You're not okay with Pauli because they're a good team. And I don't know. Honestly, the two teams that I want to play against most are Karlsruhe. And yes, they beat us in the league 4-0. But um, that will never happen again. That won't happen again, especially not with our new coach. And then the other team that I would want to get is Bochum because it's the first Bundesliga team that just isn't that good. Talent-wise, we're equal. We should be able to win them against them. But yeah, um, everything else is kind of just meh. I'll take it. I'll take Union Berlin. I'll actually take them as my over Karlsruhe because I don't know. They don't have as much. They they have talent, but they have like more like an elderly roster. Yeah, I have the feeling like they have good players, but players that are slowly out of their prime. So I take them over Karlsruhe. But yeah, okay. So for everybody still watching there, thanks for watching. I hope you had fun, and I hope this isn't 40 minutes long. But who knows? Um. And yeah, thank you for watching On the Clock Sports Talk, and have a great day.